Hello, my name's Ben.
And my name's Josh.
Welcome back to FPL Graduates.
So this is the second part of our star predictions, best players of the groups in each team. We're going from Group D to F. If you haven't seen A to C yet, go check it out because we've already uploaded that one. Starting off in Group D, going to Croatia first. I've gone with KOVACIC, £6 million. He's the best of a bad bunch. I don't really see Croatia doing too much. They don't look too good going forward, so they're 2 goals and 1 assist in the Nations League though.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a player who has been scoring goals for both Croatia and for his club. I'm going to go NIKOLA VLASIC. He's 6.5 million, scored 3 goals in 6 qualifying games for Croatia, and he has 11 goals, 5 assists in 26 games this season at club level. He's a good record for a young and up-and-coming player, and I think he could have a breakout tournament.
Yeah, so moving on, we're going to Czech Republic. One of my favourite teams of the tournament. They've got some decent players in there. I've gone with SOUCEK, the obvious pick. 6.5 million, I think, is quite a steal for him, considering he probably gets forward more in that Czech Republic team than he does in West Ham's team. Obviously, he got that hat-trick against Estonia, I think 3 international games ago, so he's in pretty decent form for his nation, so I'd go with him.
Yeah, I'm going to go for his West Ham teammate. I'm going to go for SOUCEK. He's £5 million. He's got 7 assists this season for West Ham, and he's looking to continue his fine form and should start right back for Czech Republic. He hasn't played too much for them before, hasn't got too many caps, but I think he's going to be a star man down that right, and him and SOUCEK, yeah, looking really good for them.
So we're moving on to the big team, England. How are they going to do? Let us know in the comments down below. 2 interesting picks here. I've gone with John Stones at 5.5 million just because he's nailed, and obviously I think England will get a few clean sheets in this group stage. They're quite good defensively. It'll be all depending if Harry Maguire's back and who starts. That's one of the big question marks in with England. Who's going to actually play?
Yeah, and I'm going to go for another player who I think's absolutely nailed on this team, Harry Kane. Golden Boot winner in the Premier League and the World Cup. The pedigree of the highest level, and I think he'll be up there again for the Golden Boot. World-class striker, 11.5 million. I don't think you can go too wrong with that, especially with all of the big teams playing each other, and as you'll see later on, Portugal, Germany, France. Kane's got a relatively easier group compared to them, and I think he's going to score so many more points than them in the group stage.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. The last team, but not least, is Scotland. I think they could surprise a few, definitely, considering the likes of Croatia and Czech Republic. They're probably on the same sort of level as them. I've gone with Shea Adams, their £6.5 million striker, obviously from Southampton as well. He's been newly called up to the national team, I think the last international break. It could be a tournament where he puts his name out there and maybe pushes Danny Ings for that starting Southampton spot.
Yeah, I know you said that you think they can surprise them, but I think they're going to be very underwhelming, in my opinion, this year. I think they could struggle in this group, although they did beat Czech Republic twice last year. Both times they were very lucky. One of the times Czech Republic were playing their B team and got played off the park, so not looking too good there. But the player who I've picked out is TIERNEY. I think he's more favourable than Andy Robertson purely because he's 0.5 cheaper. Yeah. Both of them nailed on start anyway, so I think I'd go for him for the potential of those attacking returns.
Yeah, so moving on to Group E, we're going to start off in Poland. I've gone with BEDNAREK at 4.5 million, sticking with the Southampton theme. He's very cheap, and obviously he's nailed to start in that Poland team. Poland, it's not the worst group in the world, not the highest scorers, that's for sure, so maybe a few clean sheets, maybe even attacking returns. We've seen him score before. Yeah,
I'm going to go with that goal scorer, Lewandowski. I don't think Poland will go too far in the Euros this year, but I think they'll do enough in the group stages to justify bringing in Lewandowski. I think he'll bag against Sweden and Slovakia at least, so it's a good option to have before you've obviously got those unlimited transfers after the group stage finishes, so there's no harm bringing them in. 11.5 million, what could go wrong?
Yeah, it all depends on your strategy as to what teams you can target, because it's a lot different from FPL, whereas you pick the best players. A strategy can play a lot into it with fixtures, so maybe some of these teams are ones to keep an eye on depending on what strategy you're going for. The next team though is going to be Slovakia. Again, not necessarily the best team. I've gone with MAREK HAMSIK at £8 million. I think even that is quite pricey compared to some of the midfielders you can get for cheaper. but he's probably their talisman and best going forward player for sure.
Yeah, I've gone for a defensive option. I've gone for Skriniar. He's only 5 million for a quality defender like that. He's off the back, obviously, winning Serie A with Inter Milan, and he has in fact scored in Slovakia's last 2 fixtures, so he is their most dangerous threat from set pieces, and I think he will be a threat again against some of these other defences in the group.
Yeah, decent pick. Coming up next is going to be Spain. You must say they're probably favourites to win that group, even with their young and inexperienced team. I've gone with GERARD Moreno up top, 6.5 million. He should be starting, I imagine, for Spain. He's got a lot of goals and assists this season for Villarreal, and 6.5 million for an attacker. That is ridiculously cheap, isn't it?
Yeah, I've gone for, again, his teammate. I've gone for Pau Torres at just 4.5 million, and he's proven he's an absolute quality defender. He's put the likes of Cavani, Rashford, Bruno, Pogba, Aubameyang all in his back pocket, just in there. And yeah, this guy should start. If he has a class tournament, there's already teams like Man United sniffing around him, looking at him. He replaced Ramos in that team, so he must be something good. So I think it's an absolute bargain to have him in that team. Yeah,
lots of good bargains in that Spain squad. Sweden are up next, the last team of the group. I've gone with Kulusevski from Juventus, £7 million. He's going to be one of those youngsters that maybe push on relatively easily group. I think that he could maybe pick up maybe a goal or two. He's going to be one of those stars to come out of the Euros, in my opinion. He's going to push on. He looks very, very good for sure.
Yeah, so my one, I've gone for a striker for Sweden. I've gone for ISAK. He's 8 million, so he's around about that Yilmaz sort of price range. He's going to be Zlatan's replacement and is a bagsman. He's got 17 goals in the Liga this season, and he'll be the main man Sweden look to score goals, I think, this tournament.
Yeah, they've got a young and up-and-coming team, Sweden. Last group, Group F, the group of death. Horrible, horrible group. For me personally, I have 0 players from this group in my first draft at the minute, but we're going to crack on because they're obviously going to be goals in the tournament without a doubt. France, I'm going to go with Benzema, 10 million. If he does play, I can see him having the worldie of a tournament, coming back after everything that happened. He's just a quality player, and the players he's got around him, Griezmann, MBAPPE, goals.
Yeah, you mentioned the player that I was going to say, and my standout star is MBAPPE. I think he will play out on the left, but I don't think that's going to affect his output at all. 12 million, and I think he at least scores against a shaky Germany defence and Hungary, and he'll find form going into knockouts. I think if you're playing the long game with MBAPPE, you may as well keep him throughout the whole tournament, because he could do really well, and I think that France team overall just looks really, really dangerous.
Yeah, I have to agree. Next team's going to be Germany. You mentioned their defence. I've gone with KLOSTERMANN just because of his price. 4.5 million. Germany may get into the late stages of the tournament. He's super cheap. He can maybe start at right back. We have to wait and see with the friendlies and how they line up. Kimmich could play there, but if Kimmich is put into midfield, he'll be the starting right back. Value for money is the main reason to get him in at 4.5 million.
Yeah, I've gone another attacker. I think there's probably going to be a few goals in this group. I've gone SOUCEK Gnabry. He's Germany's most dangerous player going forwards, and their in-form player. 15 goals in his last 20 matches for Germany. For international level, that is ridiculous. So no one else does it better in his position. I think he's a standout option in that Germany team.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on, I'm going to go to Hungary next before Portugal. I feel sorry for them. It's actually not the worst team in the world, but will they be able to produce against these top quality international sides? Time will tell. I'm going with NEGO, the midfielder. He doesn't necessarily start, but since he's coming off the bench, he tends to get goals. And that last friendly a couple of days ago, from recording this, he scored off the bench. £4 million, and to make things worse, his ownership is at 46%. So if he does back a goal off the bench and everyone's got him, going to be in the mud.
Yeah, just a little bit. I've gone a bit outside the box. I don't think there's many good options for Hungary, but I've gone GULASCI. He's 4.5 million in goal. You might think crazy, but could produce Emi Martinez vibes, because, you know, France, Germany and Portugal could force him to literally make hundreds of saves in this group stage and produce loads of save points, and yeah, but, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know whether I'd recommend it, but if you're looking for Emi Martinez vibes, you know, go and get him. When he loses his goal, his clean sheet or whatever, you go shout him, and hopefully he makes a few saves here and there.
Yeah, definitely pushing the boat, I reckon, with those ones. But we move on to the last team. It's Portugal. I'm going with the obvious pick. It's going to be CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, £12 million. Obviously, the same price as MBAPPE, the top tier of attackers. But he's proven on international level that he's an absolute bagsman for Portugal. Scores goals for fun. And I think with the players he's got around him, it's going to be a little bit easier than he has at Juventus. Got Bernardo Silva, Felix, Bruno. The list goes on with their attackers. It looks like a really decent team, Portugal. So yeah, Ronaldo for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go for another player in the attacking quartet I think that Portugal are going to set up with. I've gone João Felix. He's 8.5 million, which I think is very underpriced for the quality of player. Gone under the radar with the likes of Mbappe and Haaland popping off at European stages. So I think he's still one of the best youngsters in Europe and can play across that whole front four. I think he'll be influential in creating the chances and as well as scoring them for Portugal this summer.
Yeah, he's also down as a midfielder as well, which maybe means a few extra points along the way. But that wraps up our videos on a best pick from each of the teams in the group stage. Let us know what you think about our picks, and if you've got any more, chuck them in the comments down below because we'll be happy to listen to them.
Yeah, definitely. And as per usual, please make sure to like the video if you like the video. Comment as well and subscribe. Make sure you turn that bell notification on, all that good stuff. And yeah, follow us on all our socials. I've been Ben.
I've been Josh.
We'll see you guys
later.